Elias broke free from the crowd. Unexpectedly, he was simply pushed into a narrow alley between stone houses. He fell, struck his shoulder, but got up immediately. It was quieter here, and scarier. When the screams fade behind you, imagination begins to scream on its own. He looked around. The alley was empty, nothing but scattered trash and an overturned barrel. Above his head hung clotheslines with laundry left behind in haste. White fabric swayed slowly as if waving goodbye. "Pull yourself together," he whispered to himself. The old pier, the stone with the crack. His mother had always said, if you get lost, go there. It was the only place in the city that almost no one noticed. Too old, too inconvenient, too unimportant. That was exactly why it could save him. Elias moved forward, trying to stay in the shadows. Several times he froze when he heard footsteps or voices. Once, guards ran past him, without formation, without confidence. That was worse than any enemy. When he reached the canal, the sun was already higher. The water reflected the smoke, and the city looked like a twisted, broken reflection of itself. Somewhere far away came a dull odor, then another. The walls were taking their first real blow. People stood on the bridge. Many of them, too many. Elias understood he couldn't go that way. He turned earlier, onto a narrow path along the water. It smelled of silt and rot, but the scent of life was still better than the smell of death. The old pier appeared suddenly, stone cracked with a leaning post, and the stone with the crack. Everything was in place, except his mother. Elias sat down, feeling the cold rising inside him. He waited. Minutes dragged on. Every sound made him jump to his feet, but only strangers came. Just as he began to think waiting was pointless, he heard a cough nearby. "You came," a quiet voice said. It was not his mother. An old man stepped out of the shadows wearing a dark cloak. His face was lined with wrinkles, and his eyes were far too clear for a day like this.